All right, guys, so now that we have our Shopify store and our TikTok ad account set up, as well as our email for all of our stuff that we're going to be doing under this store, we are actually ready to rock, and we're a lot closer than you even think. And this just gets me excited that we're already here, because once this is done, it's like a lot of the BS, like registering, entering emails and all that, it's done. So I just like to get it out of the way first, and then we can roll. So, all right, guys. So first things first, we have to do product research. So product research, we have to first figure out what we're going to be selling on our store. Now, drop shipping, to some people, that's the hardest part. To me, that's the easiest. I've been doing this, like I said, don't mean to toot my own horn, for so long. And I've used so many different SpyTools apps, and you'll have all these gurus throw all these different applications in your face to use, and they're all making a commission off of it. They didn't even use it themselves. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be showing you my new product research method right here that nobody has talked about on YouTube. It's completely brand new on the internet. And obviously, you guys are going to kind of recognize it. In the younger generation, you're going to be like, oh, this makes perfect sense. So the old school method is you go on this site called, let's not look at that. You go on this site called AliExpress, and you look around and you find products and you look for, different things like that. And then it went to everybody's using SpyTools. Now, what I learned from my supplier and working with them, he kind of told me whatever working the best, and keep this in your head, what's ever working the best is obviously going to be getting the most orders. People aren't going to be ordering thousands and thousands of units if the product isn't working. So when you see that is one of our safety guards, or one of our control variables that we take into drop shipping, to where we can actually control this. A lot of people, they drop ship and they make a little money one day and they can't sustain it. No matter what product I'm selling, no matter what store I'm running offer, I always make sure I'm consistently profitable using my own control variables that I have in place. These are what I've developed throughout the years. This is, again, what is going to separate my stuff from a lot of people. This isn't copy pasta yet. We are still going to be going from zero to hero with all of my settings and everything that I do that's been consistently profitable for years now. Typically with this, once we find out what's getting the most orders, then we have to find an offer that's profitable. We have to build our upsells that we have. We have so many different control variables that you're going to be getting throughout this course. That's why I highly recommend, even if you are advanced and already done this, just watching it all the way through, because maybe one little thing that I do in my product research, or one little thing that I do in my store setup, or one little thing that I do in my ad strategy can be all the difference for you. This, I can guarantee, watching this all the way through, you guys will have the exact skill set to just conquer drop shipping and actually treat this like it's a real job. So again, get your coffee, get whatever you need. For me, we're in an odyssey right now. This might take 2-3 hours. I don't care. It's me and you guys, and we're going to do this together. So I'm very excited. Sit back, relax, get your energy drinks, get your water, get your, healthy food. And people use AliExpress, people use all these SpyTools. Have you ever seen anybody use Temu for product research? Because it is what everybody is buying on right now. And this is how you can see consumers and what they're loving. Like I said, if it isn't getting a bunch of orders, it isn't selling. So what's cool about these sites is they're good for people who just want to buy products, like the average buyer. And if you go to categories, and if you go to like the bestseller categories, you can see stuff that has 100K plus units sold. Now, again, these prices, $4, $5.77, $13.48, and all this stuff that's getting tons and tons of products sold, they're pretty high. A lot of people will be like, no, that's very low. I can tell you one thing, guys. If you're seeing $10.48 for a portable speaker, I can get you that for $2. That's what's awesome. And that kind of leads me into one of my things here that I am going to kind of plug is one of a supplier connection. So what's cool about suppliers is there's so many different places and shipping speeds you can get them from, and prices that you will be paying. So the thing about it is, how do you weigh out when you're going to get the best quality product and how it's going to get to consumer the fastest, yet have the lowest rates? And I can tell you that there's many U.S. warehouses that get their stuff shipped directly from China that have faster shipping than China, and even cheaper prices than what you're going to be seeing on these websites. So we aren't going to be we aren't looking at these websites as far as, the pricing. Obviously, when I was first starting out, that's what I did. I didn't have any private supplier connections or dropshipping agent connections. But I will be sharing all that with you, so you can kind of just get started off on the right foot. So you can actually get it from the US, better quality packaging for a lower price than you see on these websites. So our main goal with these sites is just to see what's trending, what's getting the orders. I'm not someone who's going to go on these SpyTools, things like that. because what's happening there is a lot of the numbers that you see are very inflated. They don't get updated for months on end. They just aren't accurate at all. And like I had one of my winning products. It didn't take, it wasn't on the front page of PP ads until 3 months after my ads stopped. So I kind of, at that point, I was like, okay, it makes a lot of sense. And then you start meeting and networking with a lot of people who own these types of things, and you go, all right, yeah, it's a bunch of crap. But yeah, so just looking at it, obviously we see some vacuums, things like that. Just tons of stuff. This bedding, dude, people love this stuff. And I mean, I'm telling you, you can get this for $5. Like, let's just take a look at it. Let's do some deep diving product research together. I know it doesn't have the most orders, but it just, obviously it's doing well. We want something that we can sell on TikTok. A lot of this stuff is being advertised on multiple platforms, mainly Facebook, honestly, and just a lot of stuff. So we want to find something with that wow factor that can be sold on TikTok, that we can make content for, that we can have content for, ads, everything like that, and pretty much take over the TikTok ads algorithm. So lots of stuff. I mean, and the winter time's coming, so probably don't want that. We want to find something evergreen that people are always going to need. It's going to be a necessity to anybody, no matter what they're doing and what their life. Now, it can appeal to one gender. That's okay. But the goal is to have something where everybody 18 and 55 plus, your cousin, your grandma, can appeal to, women, boy, whatever it is. So going to do some looking here and just find something that we like. So using this product research method, I've gone ahead and found this is what I really like. It's going to be a self-cleaning hairbrush, and I think this has a really cool wow effect, and I really like the modern design on it. Obviously, I see it's number 2 bestseller from this provider, so it must be selling really well. Again, guys, you can go on Temu and filter out so many different categories, and just ultimately, it's not one way to do it. It's just use your brain and think, okay, if this provider, you can check out different providers and see what's selling the best for them and things like that. And obviously you can see what's getting the most orders. Another product research method that I didn't mention that you can do, but this is going to take a bit longer, and it's more so you kind of got to use like the back of your head, is if I don't go on TikTok, so it's not my thing. I don't typically use the app. I really just use it to run ads. I don't think going on TikTok and scrolling all day is very smart for my brain, like obviously. But if you are on TikTok a lot, one of the old methods that I used is if you see something that just keeps coming up again and again and again, obviously an advertiser is spending a lot of money on it. It must be working some way or another, and then you can undercut it. But that comes into more of, competing and things like that. This is just to get your first product on the store, find your first winner.